I'm Nick Fury, and this is the fourth of a series of 6 Circus Skills videos brought to you by Canterbury Bankstown City Council. I've never done this before. I'm doing a striptease for you. Today we're doing hula hoops. Yes. Ta-da! I've got a confession to make. I'm actually rotten at hula hoops. It's not my strong suit. But I know a couple of things and I'll do my best to demonstrate. Here we go. I'm actually doing it, which is, for me, really good. That's probably what will happen to you on your first couple of attempts. Yes, so that's hula hooping. Unlike feather balancing, unlike juggling, there's not particularly any kind of logical steps to doing hula hooping. It's very much a kind of feel thing. But let me get started. It's easier to start off with a small ring. Sometimes kids come to workshops and they struggle with the big hoops, but a smaller thing you can get going around your fingers like that. It sort of just gives you an idea of how the physics of it works, if that makes sense to you. So this is how I get started. You know, hang the hoop kind of on the hook and then take it up here and then just give it a push. See how it does that? It just like, again, goes around. And if I just give it a little nudge with my fingers, you know, suddenly it's just going. It's going and it's going and it's going and it's going and it's going. And if you do it with a small hoop, that's pretty easy. Okay, if you are okay about doing that, you can move on to a bigger hoop. You've probably only got one hoop at home anyway, but if you can find something, you know, hoopish, if you're frustrated with doing it with a big hoop, then a smaller one is better. And around the hand is a good way of just kind of figuring out what the feeling of it is. And the thing is that when you first start hooping, you're throwing your arms around with great big movements like this, but if you watch someone who's really, really good at it, they barely move at all. They just move enough to keep the hoop just going around, so just a little nudge, you know. And you saw me before when I was doing the hoop around my waist, I was whacking my waist, my hips around. That's because I'm actually no good at doing hula hoops, but like I say, you see people who are really good and they just do this really slight sort of flick, you know, with their hips. And so you can practice that principle around your hand like that. And here's a challenge for you. If you are doing it around your hand, it's easy to go fast, like that. Probably break your arm in the process. But it's much harder to go slower. So see how slow you can go. If you watch the hoop as it goes around, you'll hypnotise yourself probably. Okay, so there you go. Now, the next variation on this with a spinning hoop is to be able to change hands. So I've got one hand working pretty well. And here's the technique for being able to change hands. Well, I mean, you want to just be able to do that, you know, but how do you do that? How do you work up to it? Well, let's have a go. So here's the step-by-step way to work up to doing a hand swap with a hula hoop. Here goes. So take your other hand and stick it on your upper arm like that, and then slowly slide your hand down as the hoop continues spinning, and just slide it down until you've got 2 hands inside the hoop, and then you just take the first hand out like that. You could slide it out a bit more quickly than that. So there is, and so same thing again. I'm going to keep the hoop going and then slide the arm down and change hands like that. So there you go. Have a crack at that. That's one hula hoop trick. All right. Once you've done that, the next thing in the progression in terms of easiest to hardest is around your neck, surprisingly. And you can do it like this, where you you bend over like this. I hope you can see me. I guess you can. Like bend over, and the motion is just like up and down. Your knees taking you up and down like this, and the hoop just kind of goes around. And again, it's actually sort of pretty easy to do it just kind of slowly. Okay, so have a go at that. There's all sorts of other things you can do with hoops, with where you can throw it along a road or a piece of grass, and you put a backspin on it, and then it'll roll back to you. Sometimes I get kids to jump through it. You're always trying to, once you can do a trick, you're always trying to sort of stretch yourself and do a bit more. So, for example, if I was doing the hoop around the hand trick, can I do the hoop around the hand trick and lift my hat up in the air at the same time? And you know, if I can do that, can I get the hoop spinning around with my hat lifting up in the air and hopping up and down as well? So that starts to look like a trick. I mean, it's a bit crazy, but it's, you know, it's sort of an interesting performance thing if you want to impress somebody at a party. And there's a hula hoop lying around. All right, so finally, the round the hips one. Yeah, it's the same, you know, as in with the hand. The getting started is half the battle, really. So what you want to do is maybe lean across to one side, and with this hand, give it a flick so that it gets a bit of speed up. So watch this. Here we go. Holding it like this, and then I'm going to push it with this hand and hopefully get started. Here we go. There we go. And so as you can see, I'm really working pretty hard to keep this hoop going. But as I get better, as I get sort of more relaxed, I need to do less, and then it slides down on my hips, and then it's gone. And so again, as you did with the balancing, well, you know, I got 20 turns that time. Maybe I'm going to try for 30 next time, or 40. So again, you know, to keep stretching yourself, stretching your abilities. There you go. Hula hoops, there's probably other tricks you can do. Spinning them's really fun. Spinning them for longer periods is good fun too. Anyway, I'll leave that to you. Good luck. See you later.